A week ago, I talked about the public test and some stat changes that were on there. This week, there are more stat changes that are on the public test for Path of Titans that we can go over. Of course, there's a lot here to showcase, and if you are new, feel free to subscribe to be in the loop for everything Path of Titans related and other dinosaur games. Anyways, let's get right into the video. We're starting off with general dinosaur stats. What I'm doing here is I'm splitting it between the dinosaurs themselves that have got some love. So let's just dive right into it. The first one is Sarcosuchus. A quick mention here is that there is some fixes to the extreme water drain of the creature. This includes when it is just normally going about its day, and also when it's sleeping and sitting. It had some issues with extreme water drain, and those have been addressed and fixed. Phalansodromius also has some fixes as well. The main one is it's taking little to no fall damage with Skydiver ability enabled. This of course is a PTB ability, and it looks like this has been fixed anyways. And of course, it not being able to fly from the surface of the water on the PTB has also been fixed. For Daspletosaurus, now we're getting into some of the main changes here. Its health regeneration has been reduced by 10%. For all you Daspletosaurus mains, what do you think about that one? For Metriacanthosaurus, they've increased the venom bite attack damage by 80%, which is huge. That is something that I really can't wait to see and test out to see how big and substantial that change is. For Ceratosaurus and Megalania, they have slightly reduced the leap ability's jump height, or the leap height on that ability. So yeah, that has changed as well. Dinosaurus gets the same love as Daspletosaurus, where its health regeneration rate has been reduced by 10% as well. Now, I'm not sure if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. Is it the rate or the time that takes to get to full health? I'm not too sure. For both Barsboldia and Eotriceratops, they have got some interesting changes, and it's basically that both of them have had their group slot requirement upped from 4 to 5, which is quite substantial, mainly because of course Rex previously was, Rex is a 5 slot, and there was no apex herbivore that was a 5 slot. Now these two are becoming 5 slots. This is a big change, and quite a substantial one at that. For Anodontosaurus, they've increased the tail attack bone break by about 2 times, which is huge. I don't know if that's actually a really good thing, or if that's just going to make Anodontosaurus crazily OP. I'm not too sure on that one. With Iguanodon, however, this is the last major change for a dinosaur. Its tail and thumb attacks no longer share the same cooldown timer, so you can do a thumb attack and you can do a tail attack pretty much interchangeably and at the same time with one another, and that does help quite a bit. I feel like what the devs are doing is making sure the cooldown timers are only for stuff that are on the front and the back. So of course you have a separate cooldown timer for anything that's backwards facing and anything that's forward facing, which is probably a good shout there, and I feel like that might be something they do with all the dinosaurs in general. What do you guys think about that? But of course, now let's go ahead and talk about some of the major dinosaur fixes. Now these are just general things that have been on the PTB. I'm not sure if most of these are on the live branch as problems, so I'm just going to rattle them off and you guys can let me know which ones you're happy with here. So let's get right into them. Fixed Phalansodromius having no footprints or dust effect when walking straight or backwards. Fixed Metriacanthosaurus and Daspletosaurus cooldowns being too fast for attack animations. Stegosaurus's jaw clipping during her animation has been fixed. Latanovenatrix not playing any landing sounds has been fixed. This has been fixed with a lot of dinosaurs. Apparently when you jump and you land, you're meant to play a landing sound, which a fair few dinosaurs we know didn't really have that. Pachycephalosaurus landing sounds being delayed has been fixed. Amargasaurus playing a double landing sound effect has been fixed as well. Struthiosaurus Iggy thump when landing has also been fixed. Allosaurus eating salt rock animation has been fixed as well. There was some bugs with it before and it kind of looked a bit janky before, so it has been fixed now. Sarcosuchus's extreme water draining when resting and sleeping, of course that was something we talked about previously, has been fixed. Spinosaurus Dinosaurus and Suchomimus making no swimming sounds while swimming has been fixed as well. It looks like these guys weren't meant to be silent, and now, of course, they have got their sounds back. Improved Dinosaurus and Suchomimus swimming blending, fixed Truthiomimus and Sarcosuchus having no landing sounds, and fixed bone break incorrectly applying on Stegosaurus tail hit, which, of course, is a pain in the ass always, especially when someone bone breaks your tail, and then you get the bone break from that. That's like the most annoying thing. But, of course, one thing that I do want to make note of, this is probably the biggest change, I think one of the most substantial changes outside of any of the dinosaur stat changes, and that's this. The cooldown for combat, the combat timer has been increased, or will be increased. It's increased on the public test branch and will probably come to the live branch like this. It's been increased from 30 seconds to 1 minute, which is still a very substantial change. When you've got something like that in effect, that's pretty much crazy. 1 minute instead of 30 seconds. Before, obviously, that means you won't be able to go into home caves for a minute, you won't be able to leave the server for an extra minute. That is quite substantial. And what do you guys think about that? I kind of think it's kind of a good thing, unless you're in the middle of a hunt and you're trying to get out of there, because that combat cooldown timer, I believe, does stop healing as well in that time frame, which, once again, is substantial at that. Now we're going to move into some Gondwa changes and then do some showcases of those Gondwa changes. So, let's get into it. Gondwa is always getting some love and TLC lately, and this is the roundup for the main changes on Gondwa today. So, the TLC for Titan's Pass means they've added Poisonous Growth and Bloodstone quests to the area. They've continued the TLC to Triad Falls Lower Forest area, which is a work in progress currently. Miscellaneous map bug fixes for Titan's Pass, and they've gave all water restoration quests and waystone replenish quests priority. Added gameplay effect healing water to all hot springs pools, updated spawn points, fix for Titan's Pass quests being disabled, and fix small trees not reacting correctly to wind. Now, of course, there is another thing that I want to note, is that they've updated the hitboxes on some of the smaller fallen logs in Gondwa. This wasn't noted in any of the Gondwa updates, but it was noted in a gameplay update. But it means that you will have an easier time walking over those logs, which, thank God, if that is actually a thing that's been changed, because I'm tired of walking into a log that's smaller than my legs as a Tyrannosaurus Rex and getting stuck on it. That was the most infuriating thing I've ever had to put up with. Anyways, those are the changes there, and yeah, it's pretty nice to note. Now let's just go ahead and showcase some of them. Triad Falls and Titan's Pass. This will be a smaller showcase because, of course, these areas are still heavy work in progresses. So let's go ahead and go to the cinematics. There we have it, those are the recent changes for Path of Titans lately. Now, we do have quite a few videos coming up here. The next one, I believe, will be a mod showcase video, or mod spotlight, going over more mods that are coming to the game. But in the meantime, I definitely do recommend, if you are interested in mods and want to check out mods that are upcoming, Ari Vander, another Path of Titans YouTuber, made a really cool mod showcase video. I definitely recommend you check it out. Just going over a lot of new mods that are coming up. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about all of this new stuff in the comments down below. This is an ever-changing update, so if there's something you're unhappy with here, the chances are it might get changed in the future. We don't actually know, because at the moment we only have the passive abilities and no aggressive abilities just yet, and there's still a lot to come. Anyways, if you are new, feel free to subscribe, but other than that, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.